It was a very good win this past weekend. Homecoming, the Brown Jug, multiple things that were good. There was improvement, which you want every week, fundamentally and with technique, and we got to continue that at all positions. I think 2 penalties and no turnovers, probably as much as anything. That's the besides winning that we accomplished was very good for us as a football team and something for us to really make sure that we pay attention to. I think we do, but the significance of that was huge to be +2 in turnover margin.
Brady, losing Andre, obviously you talked the last couple weeks about how many strides he had made.
Yep.
How does that affect kind of what you guys do?
Well, Richard Ashe, and we got some multiple guys. Willie Henry can play the 3. Ryan Glasgow. Your heart goes out for Andre because of the hard work that he's put in. Any guy gets hurt, obviously, but I'm pretty close to him because I coach him. So, it's something that is a little bit of adversity for him, obviously, and for our team. But just like anything else, we'll keep working together and get through it.
Past the point of redshirt?
Say it again.
Is it past the point of redshirt possibility?
I think that's all something, Mark, that we'll have to appeal and do all that stuff with. It's way too soon to, say it is or it isn't.
Coach, upon further review, Chris Bryant and Graham Glasgow, what did you see?
Well, I think Chris, I'll start with Chris. I thought he did some real good things. There's some things he needs to do better, and when you look at some pass protection sets, that part of it. I think Graham, his first start in there at center, did a nice job of with his snaps, and most important, and did a nice job. He's a big body, and I think we were pleased with how he went about his business in there.
Brady, how did you make the decision to use Davin Funchess the way that you guys did this past weekend? And you mentioned on Saturday, when you go to your 11 package, you'll still put him at tight end, but where do you see his role best serving the team going forward?
Probably just what you said, whatever best serves the team will be his role. And, he's a bit of a mismatch problem. He's 6'6", maybe 6'7", I don't know how tall he is, but he's got a lot of length to him. He's got good speed. I think, he played out in space like that all through high school. He really never was an on-the-line tight end. And I think he still has that ability, and especially, when you look how his development from a physical standpoint over his career here. He's going to be a little bigger, he's going to be a little stronger, and that's going to help him a little bit.
Coach, before you put Bryant in that starting lineup, you had talked about maybe having Joey Brzezinski as that left guard spot. Can you just kind of talk about his development, especially as a walk-on guy in the last couple of years?
Yeah, Joe has done a really nice job since he's been here. He's always been competitive. He's a very intelligent guy, picks up things well, smart. Fundamentally, he's always been a guy who's been pretty good on a daily basis. He's truly a real team guy when it comes to being part of the football team. And, he's a guy that obviously will keep in the mix somehow, depending on what goes on down the line.
A lot of people thought Penn State would drop off in a hurry after the NCAA sanctions. Can you talk about how that team seems to have held together and what you know about Coach O'Brien?
Well, number one, I think Bill's really him and his staff done a good job in keeping that team together when the sanctions came and all those things. John, I think they're Penn State. They're going to have good football players. There's obviously, I think, the quarterback is a guy who kept a lot of his class together, that were committed, and tells you about his leadership. They're Penn State, and they're a physical football team. It got a little crazy last weekend down in Indiana. I mean, a lot of points, a lot of yards by both teams. But I think they're a very good football team.
Brady, down here to Ray. Back to Funchess, would you be able to do this with him if Jake Butt hadn't emerged to this level?
I think it helps a little bit. And then Jordan Pascoras. We've been without Jordan for first 4 weeks. He had broken his hand, been practicing, been doing everything with a big club on, and he finally got that off. And he played some valuable snaps in there as a on-the-line tight end.
Coach, I think you mentioned post-game wanting to improve defensively on third downs.
Right.
And statistically, I think you guys are like 78th in the nation there, but when you compare that to how your defense is performing overall, it might be a bit of an outlier. How important is that overall, and have you guys talked about that?
Well, we do. Getting off the field's important, and we've got to do a better job. I thought they hurt us with running the ball as much as anything in the first half, scrambling, and then we've got to do a better job when you look at lanes and that kind of, those kind of fundamentals that you need to have. I think this defense is coming around. Is it exactly where we need it to be? No. But I think there's guys played with I don't want to say better urgency, because they played pretty well most of the year, especially in the red zone. And I just think they're a work in progress because of some of the youth that's out there.
Brady, 7 carries for Gardner on Saturday. How much of that was by design? How much was just the way the game unfolded?
By design, totally.
And why by design?
Because we wanted to run the ball at the tailback. And then that opened up all the big plays. When they have 9 guys in the box because of the threat of run, I think Fitz was 4.6 per attempt, which is, we take that through the whole year. And we wanted to run the football.
Do you anticipate going forward something similar? Because obviously Devin has been a very successful runner for you this year.
I think you'll see us do what we need to do to win, but we want to get the tailbacks the carries, take some pressure off the quarterback.
Little follow-up there. Did you see on film better holes for Fitz to find than maybe what he'd been seeing?
Well, I think when you look at the scheme defensively, what they used, and then with some of the tackle over stuff, it really, Y-back stuff, it really, because of the wide 9 or whatever you want to call it, they were playing the whole time. You put Taylor on him, and then you got Schofield and one of those guards on a double on a 3 up to a backer. It opens up a little more.
With the tailbacks, during the bye week you mentioned that some of the younger guys might be able to earn more playing time with the solid week. What did Derek do leading up to that Minnesota game to prove to you?
He just, I think he feels more comfortable within the offense itself. And, I think he's fitter than he was earlier. And that's the big part of it, is him feeling real comfortable with what we're doing.
Do you think so? 10 carries a game, is that something that is realistic for him?
I think it can change game to game. We're going to play him early.